Everyone, welcome to this meeting of Toastmasters NITK Bhive. The first time I've taken up this role of Sergeant at Arms. I am Toastmaster Sudipto. Generally, we all have our own ways of learning. Many of us like to learn by reading. Many of us like to learn by observing. And many of us like to learn by practically doing things the way it is ought to be done. Toastmasters is one such avenue which helps you learn by the process of doing. And that is what made me join Toastmasters. At the same time, refer many of my friends, families, and colleagues to be part of this wonderful learning experience. And I'm sure the experience is going to be equally wonderful to all of you. As a Sergeant at Arms for this meeting today, there are a few ground rules that we all have to follow as a part of this particular meeting. The first and foremost are the meeting etiquettes. I hope the meeting for online is being recorded. Can someone give me a thumbs up if the meeting is being recorded? Okay, thank you. I also request everybody who is online to be on mute so that it does not disturb the people who are presenting. Second, the people who are there with us physically present today, I request you to kindly put all your handheld devices on the silent mode. I'll give you about 30 seconds to do that right now. Thank you. Coming to today's meeting, we do have a lot of guests with us. Thank you so much for your time today. We also have a very good, panel moderation that is going to happen today. And I'd also like to introduce the topic of the day, which is towards how to handle the stress when it comes to, the board exams and very critical junctures of a student life. And today we are going to have, speeches around them, around this theme, and we will see how our prepared speech members are able to deliver these speeches and enlighten us with their talks. To take this meeting forward, I would like to call upon the presiding officer of today's meeting, Toastmasters Arpita Bhatt, to come on stage and declare the meeting open and take it forward. Toastmaster Arpita Bhatt, thank you.
Yes. I hope we are audible to all the participants online. A quick thumbs up on audio and video. Yes, yes. Thank you so much. I would like to initially uh, open the meeting number 190 of NITK Bhive Toastmasters Club. And as you all know, today's meeting is a very special meeting because other than the general format and formula of Toastmasters, here we are going to see a special setup that we have come today, and we will know about it more as we go along in this meeting. So before we move forward with anything else, I would again like to welcome all participants today. And as a Toastmaster tradition, we would like to actually know more about our guests today. So if you could take a little bit of your time and introduce yourself and just let us know who you are, what you do, and how come you're in this meeting today. So we could start with Dr. Mamta Satish. Hello all, I'm Dr. Mamta Satish. I'm an active psychologist, clinical and cognitive psychologist as well as a career coach. I've been working with my own center in Washington and so far from 12 years I've been taking adolescents and children and demand homes as well as children. Thank you. I, thank you. Definitely. Welcome to this meeting. I would like Mr. Sridhar to give a short introduction of himself.
Hello, am I audible?
Yes, please. Yes.
Yeah. Uh, Good evening to all. Thanks, Mamta, for inviting me. I just launched, jumped into this without much expectations. Nevertheless, my name is Sridhar, and I'm working along with Mamta on psychology aspects. I'm the pharmacologist, technologist, and the psychologist now. I'm the co-founder for a mental wellness tech company called NITK Solution Services, and there are quite a lot of aspects that I'm interested in. But let me hear through what's actually going to happen here. Children and adolescents are my passion, and that's where I work. Okay. Good to see you all, and I'll hold on for the conversations as we progress. Thank you.
Warm welcome again, Madam.
Tanushree Chaudhary, how will people see you?
She's visible from. Yeah.
So I'm Tanushree
You
Chaudhary.
look good there.
There. Okay. No, there.
There. You look there. There are two cameras.
I'm Tanushree Chaudhary. I'm civil engineer. I worked in BSNL for around 27 years. Then I took BR because of the family problem. 2020. I retired from there as I was building planning. I have two daughters. First one, she is pursuing MD, and the second one, she is in 12th now, preparing to board exam. Basically, for her only, I want to know about more about this stress and management.
Definitely. Welcome. I would request Toastmaster Veera to give a short introduction of himself, please.
Thank you so much. Hey everyone, a very good evening. I think it is safe to say I'm no stranger to NITK Bhive Masters by now. Thank you so much once again for having me. I am Veera. I currently work as a silicon validation engineer in text instruments. And also in Toastmasters, I serve as the division lead. I'm looking forward to today's discussion because this is something which I've closely resonated with throughout my entire life. So yeah, looking forward to the panel discussion, especially with the online panel.
Could I request Lopamudra Sarav to give a short introduction of themselves? I think while we wait for Lopamudra, Yashis, could you give a short introduction of yourself?
Good evening, everyone. I am Yashas Kumar. I'm actually a student studying in class 10 in Kumarin School. Really looking forward to the discussion.
Thank you and welcome, Yashis. Could Ms. Srijani give a short introduction of yourself, ma'am?
Good evening to all. My name is Srijani Chaudhary. I'm actually in second PUC, preparing for my board exams. My mom is there, Tanushree Chaudhary. And I'm actually curious about this discussion.
So welcome, Srijani.
Thank you.
Yes. I would like to take this opportunity to welcome Toastmaster Krishna Datta to this forum. Sir, warm welcome to you. He is our division director.
Thank you. I will not be able to come in video. Not dress well also.
No worries, sir. No worries at all. So given the constriction of time, we will come back to our guests. Right now, we will move on with our meeting for the day. As a part of this meeting, I would like to ask if we have gone through the previous week's minutes of the meeting and they have been approved. Okay. We will get back to that. So, as we all know, I think everybody who is a part and parcel of the meeting today has faced this big thing called board exams. So definitely twice in our lives, once in 10th, once in 12th. No matter which stream you're chosen in 12th and 10th is not an optional thing for us to be doing. And we all understand that this pressure that comes to us at either from within ourselves or from people around us, that pressure exists. Sometimes what happens is you think, okay, maybe it was more difficult for people who are much older than us, or it's more difficult for people who are doing it right now. But I think it's just the method of pressure has changed. Stress and pressure has remained the same. So if I would give a simple example, I can compare very easily to my dad and my cousins. So I stand in the middle. My dad said he didn't have tuitions, he studied on his own. So whatever motivation or pressure he had, it was just with him and with the people around him. So his choice once he completed his board exams was that okay, I probably should do engineering because I don't think medical will work for me. So by the time it came to me, board exams were successful. But I had this option of not really taking up science. So I chose arts, and still my 12th board exams had that pressure saying that if I don't do well in my 12th, I will not go to the college that I want to. So if you see in comparison, the thought that my dad had and the thought that I had are very similar, even though our streams are very different. Now moving on, probably a generation and a half, I have my younger cousin who just finished her 10th. And when I said, what is your aim of doing well in a board exam? She said, I need to get into a good college. So across the decades, the thought process remains the same. The thought process of saying, I need to do well in this very big juncture because I need to do well for my future. And that is where this idea of stress and pressure. So as I said, there are two ways that pressure comes in your life. You can be a very self-motivated. You can say, this is my goal. This is where I want to reach. Hence, for that, I need this kind of marks. If I want these kind of marks, this is the kind of study I need to do. This is the kind of preparation I need to do. And these are the different things that I have to execute, plan and execute to ensure all of that follows. The second category is when you're being motivated by people around you. So that may be family, that may be friends, or that may be just generally looking at the entire commotion that's happening all the way from 8th, ninth these days. So today, in today's theme, we are talking about peer pressure. Have you ever thought, what was I doing in 10th standard? What were the kind of discussions you are having with your classmates in 10th? Just take a second and tell me what were the discussions you had in during your board exams with your friends. It might be a little rusty, but just think.
It was mostly about what are going to be the common questions that one can expect
Okay.
and whether they have prepared well for or not.
Okay.
And second most common thing was the seating pattern, so that you can find a way to circumvent the investigation and take a leave out of the best student in front of you.
Okay. That's very strategic of you. Yes. Yes.
Yeah, this is the next process during the exam. What is the answer of 1 bar B?
All right. I think I'm sure we had more discussions and questions. Even after you finish your exam and you come back, you take out that question paper and you compare with your person next saying, was this answer right? Was I off by one decimal point? What exactly? The comparison. So pressure is not just when you're preparing for the exam or during the exam, it's even after the exam. Sometimes even after the result comes out, you're like, I wrote just like that person did. How come that person got 2 marks more than me? So I think the pressure is existing for quite some time. And with the competitive world that we live in today, it starts very, very early. So I will not go much more in depth because I think this session of Toastmasters will give you a very good idea of how people deal with all these different things in in this scenario. So moving forward with our meeting today, we have our Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Saikit Nandi. The one line he told me was that he did not really face that much of peer pressure during his boards. I don't know if it's time that has made him forgot how much pressure he was in, or just his confidence in his preparation and execution that gave him that. But I would love to welcome Toastmaster Saikit Nandi.
I think the video from the room is frozen. We are unable to get video. There is no input video properly. We are not able to see it. So this will be there. And this is these are there.
No, that one probably. That's the feed.
That will be the audience in the room, but not the host.
Yeah, that's
That is offline. This.
fine. Oh, you can use your camera.
Okay. So see the audio. You can hear us, right?
Yeah.
Can you hear my voice? Can you see me? I'm visible or audible? Yeah. Connected. Yes, we can hear you clearly. Yeah.
That's right. Push that inside. Push that inside. No, no, for them to see. We're exchanging.
They can see.
They can see, they can see. They'll take us advantage.
I'm visible and audible. One, two, three. Yes, you are. Yeah. Admit on. Admit on.
That is weird. This is they're not able to see the thing, right?
Good evening, my fellow Toastmasters, and welcome guests. There is a small interruption between the meeting, technical glitch, I would say. Today's theme is peer pressure and the board exam. I'll narrate two stories now. One boy just straight away run to his father and say, "Father, Daddy, I got 99% in maths." Father asked, "What? Anup got?" "Papa, he got 99.5. "What? There is a difference of 0.5%. "But Papa, I got 99% in all the subjects. I don't want. I need 99. Next time I need 100%. Not even 99.5. You need to deliver 100%. This is one story. The second story, again, another boy just ran towards his father. Papa, I got 95%. But you know, my friend got 99% in the same subject. I am feeling very demotivated. I don't know what to do. Papa said, "Oh, forget about this thing. You see the movie.
Don't discuss about all these marks. Stories. You see the movie and take some butter chicken. So my question to you all, who is right here? Mhm. As per my take, no one is right. Because you need to talk. You need to convey the right story. No one is wrong or right. You need to convey to your child the right story. You got the less marks, okay, but you need to convey that getting the less mark is not the end of the road. We have seen a lot of people among us, they got less marks in their schooling or college, wherever, but they are holding a huge position now. Every child is unique. Their thought process is unique. Let them weave their story, interlacing their thought process. We have gone through the pain of this board exam. I'll share my story. In my higher secondary, there was a duty of 9 hours. Why I'm saying duty? There's a 3 hours of exam. There is a half an hour rest. Then 3 hours of exam. And we need to travel 1 hour of each side, 10 kilometers in a different location. So there's a 9 hours. So 9 hours into 6 days. It was a pain. We have gone through that inevitable pain. Our child, our kid also, they need to go through this. But please don't exaggerate that to a different level. That you need to get that score. You need to got that 99.95%. Don't give them pressure to get to the race of this percentile. When you are discussing about how to overcome this peer pressure in the board exam or any kind of pressure, who knows better than the Toastmaster International? A gentleman called Ralph C. Smedley, almost 100 years ago, he founded the Toastmaster International Club with the same thought process. How to overcome the pressure, the fear of public speaking. Anyone knows what is called fear of public speaking? Yeah, so glossophobia. You're right, it's glossophobia, fear of public speaking. Since it started in 1924 in California, because a lot of guests are there today, so I need to explain, I need to convey a little bit of Toastmaster story. It started in 1924 in California, Santa Ana, in the year of 1924, and it started in a basement of YMCA building. From there, now they reach to 150 countries. Now there are more than 16,000 clubs and 300,000 members across the globe. And since then, this Toastmaster International helped huge number of people to overcome the fear, to pressure, how to handle this. This is my takeaway from this, how to handle the peer pressure, how to flourish the kids. Not discussing about the board meeting only. Today we have one special panel discussion regarding this. Now it's time to go towards the main structure of the meeting, Toastmaster meeting. Normally we have three segments in Toastmaster meeting. One is the prepared speeches. Second one is the impromptu speeches, and the last but not the least, the important thing, that is the evaluation. It's very important. So today we have special speech or special project, I would say, that is one panel discussion. So we have tag role players. They help us to conduct the meeting properly. We don't have the timer, our counter, grammarian. Today we have only timer, right? Because This is special meeting. We have the timer today. So I would like to call the timer to explain the timer's role. Please welcome Toastmaster Atmika for explain the timer's role.
Thank you, Toastmaster Cypher. So time is a very important part of our life, and so is it in Toastmasters meeting. Understanding to speak within time is one of a very important part lesson that Toastmasters teaches. So simply put, I'll be showing this green card for minimum time, the yellow card for mid time, and the red for maximum. Everybody currently need not worry about it as it will be handled by the moderator today. Um, Other than that, I will also be giving a report of who has taken what amount of time in the meeting when called upon by the event.
Thank you, Toastmaster Atmika, for explaining your role as a timer nicely. Now it's time to go towards the most awaited session, that is the panel discussion. Before calling the Toastmaster will conduct this full panel discussion, I would like to call the individual evaluator of this project, of this Toastmaster. So please, Toastmaster Ramdas, but could you please explain this project guidelines?
Thank you, Toastmaster Sekharji. This is L5P2 speech. This is the ultimate speech in the project pathway completion. The purpose statement of this project is for the member to apply her skills as a public speaker and leader to facilitate a panel discussion. Time allotted is 20 to 40 minutes. Thank you.
Thank you, Toastmaster Ramdas, but for explaining the this guidelines of the Toastmasters for this project. Now I would like to call the person Toastmaster. When I see her, first what came in my mind, first time, grammar Nazi. And I'm the weakest person for as a grammar or whatever. So she helped me always. But telling the truth, it's not this proper evaluation. You made mistake here. You need to work on that. She helped me in a lot of ways. I mean that she helped how to uh, how to reduce the usage of song in a professional speech. And believe me, last 1.5 years I have not used a single song in my speeches. Kudos to the Toastmaster. So please welcome Toastmaster Suparna Ghosal to conduct. I'm requesting Toastmaster Suparna Ghosal conduct. Please conduct this panel discussion. Toastmaster Suparna Ghosal, over to you.
Thank you. Good evening. This being the final project for the pathway strategic relationships, moderating a particular subject which is open to people not from Toastmasters was the challenge. And today I have with me two doctors, two counselors, Dr. Mamta and Dr. Sridhar, two mothers to be precise, Lopamudra and Tanushri. Lopamudra is, of course, owner of a wonderful business, a factory. Tanushri is a professional from the corporate world. Both of them have got children who are giving their both. That's what we heard. Yashash and Srijani. Yashash giving his 10th, Srijani giving his 12th. And to top it up, we have Toastmaster Veera from, let us say, Veera, if I'm not wrong, about 6-7 years back, not more than that, right? So a perspective from a near past, right? Whether the scenarios have changed or whether they have not changed. How do parents look at it today? How do young executives look at it today? That's the challenge, right? We are all preparing our children to tackle the good, bad world outside. Now, how do I tackle this? This is the scenario, and mental health has been a very, very near subject to my heart. I have been championing this. Dr. Mamta knows this very, very well. Uh, I love to talk about this subject, and I love to break the myth around the factor that it is mental health. I would love to call it emotional health and your emotional quotient, and not make it a drab word like mental health, because we have got an habituated mind block against the word mental. It is derogatorily used in colloquial terms. Arey bhai, tu to mental hai, right? So how do I come out of that? That is the situation that we're tackling today, right? And for that, board exams. I have seen my children give the board exams. Uh, Thanks to my late husband, who used to tell me that it's just an exam, lady. It's nothing more than that. It's just an exam. I remember my son giving his board maths paper, and I come back from the office around 6:30 that day. Generally, I come back late, but that day I landed up a little early, and I see the guy painting. And painting, going on till 8:30. I said, tomorrow is maths exam. And he said, it's okay. I also said, it's okay. 8 becomes 9. Papa also comes home. I tell Papa, he is not into revision. And Dad said, it's okay. It's an exam only. 9:30, dinner table, I lost my cool. And I said, tomorrow is an exam. Why don't you revise? He says, I have done this for the last 8 months. I am not going to open mathematics books. And it's a statement. Believe me. It's a statement. And my husband just turns around me and says, it's okay. It's an exam. It's just 1 year of his life. Right? You don't have to get harped on. And my son looks at me and says, I will finish my painting. I said, okay. He finishes his painting. 2 a.m. in the night, I am awake. Whole house is sleeping around. He has put on his music. He is painting. Doctor's out here. The result comes. I tell him, should I come to pick up the result? He says, no. I take Baba along with me. You have scolded me. I don't want you to come. Now, this is Generation Z. Okay? I am stressed. The children are not. He refuses to tell me the result. I call up my husband. What is his result? He says, you come home, you will get the result. So when I come home, my friends, believe me, my son, Tanushri knows very well. A lot of the friends know him very well out here who are here. Gungun, we call him Gungun in the campus. He folds his mark sheet, only the maths marks are visible. Only the maths marks. And when I come home, he holds it like that. And he said, maths marks. I said, what? As you open, it's a document for a lifetime. Maths marks. Okay? And he scored 92. I said, that's okay, buddy, but where are the rest of the marks? Okay, 92. Okay. He tells like that. I said, fine. And then I turned to his father and I asked him, what is his overall things? He's done well. He's got 94%. It's okay. Then he just opens it, does it like that, like that. And that's, Mama, these are my marks. Can I go back to my painting? Cool. Okay. But as parents, I'm sure, uh, at least for a traditional parent like me, though I want to call myself non-traditional and contemporary, but heart of hearts, a ma is a ma. Okay. Now that is what I want everybody to ask. For my little friends here, we will take up the talk with you priorly. Then we move to the mothers, and finally we come to the counselors to give us a whole on a whole advice, correction, motivation of whatever you felt about everybody what they spoke, right? So let me first go to the youngest of the lot. Yashash, can you see me? Yeah. Okay, Yashash. This question is for you. So you have heard what my son did in his 12th, okay? So he be barely 5 years older to you now. He's in his second year of his studies, his graduation studies. What do you do to crack your board?
I think an ideal student would like to put in that small, consistent pieces of hard work so that, the day before the exam, you're not congested and you say, oh my God, I have this much to finish, this much to complete. But me, I'm into sports and I'm into other cultural activities. So I personally manage my sports and my studies. And at times I see what is my priority. For example, for my upcoming board exam in February, I do want to get 95% done. That's what my parents do want. So I have taken a self decision to take a break from these sports, and from now I've been putting these consistent efforts, knowing that board 10th grade is an important exam, but as you mentioned, it's just another exam. You're able to crack school exam, do really well. I don't get the difference why you can't do well in a board exam. It's just another exam, which is really important.
And what do your parents want you to be?
They want me to aim for IIT and like whatever they see in me, they want me to use that to the fullest and whatever capacity I have, not waste that and utilize it to my best effort.
And do you also want to crack the IIT?
Yes, I do.
And what is your plan B, if I may ask?
Plan B right now, I haven't thought of it. I'm still keeping options open actually. But at the moment, it's IIT or give my best effort.
But you love your sports. That's what I love about you. When you said, I love my sports and manage my time, I think your success mantra lies in managing your priorities. Yeah. Am I hearing you right?
Sorry, didn't get you.
Am I hearing you right that your success mantra is managing your priorities?
Yeah, it's managing priorities, managing time, not wasting a lot of time on extra stuff other than.
Now, don't tell me you masti nahi karte ho. You don't watch movies. Don't tell me that. Do you or don't you?
Of course, we do as teenagers, but
You try to balance it out.
I try to balance.
Wonderful. Yashas, all of us out here have wishes from the bottom of our heart that you do crack the IITs. You're still in 10th, but cracking an IIT is at least a 3 to 4 year job. I agree to that. People need to start pretty early in life, and it is wonderful to see you and see your happy face. You have a board said, "ठीक है, कर लूंगा" type of a thought, which is very nice. Dr. Mamta has raised her hand. Yes, ma'am.
Hi, Yashan. My question to you is that you have said that if there is any kind of young people who will compared to your past
So I think one of the key important things, I have a lot of friends, but taking the positives out of those, but I'm not really getting impacted by the negatives is very important. I have a lot of friends. For example, I have a friend who's really good. He was in a recent test, he topped Karnataka, and he's one of my closest friends. Now, see, that is something where my motivation, like saying, what did I do? Why can't I be there? Why can't I be at the same level, cracking some tests and becoming, being ranked one or something like that? And that helps me motivate rather than actually saying that, okay, no, I'm demotivated, he got better than me. So peer pressure for me, I take it in a positive way and try to leave the negatives aside for as a person.
Thank you, Yashan.
Okay. Can I move? Yashas, thank you so much for being with us this evening. I understand about your studies. So I will move on to the next candidate, right? Thank you. Srijani, this question is for you, Srijani. Srijani, how are you doing with your studies?
I try prioritizing my studies over all the other hobbies that I have, but it's definitely easier said than done because both, even though it's like it's 2 months away, the preparation starts from 11th grade. Like, all our parents are like, yeah, go improve your so definitely that pressure is there, but I
by doing more than I can. But whatever I do, I give my best. Like if I have set a target for a day that I will finish 2 to 3 chapters in a subject, I will finish that and I'll get up. It might seem difficult when I started, but the feeling of happiness, the feeling of you feel content after you get that, to achieve that goal. I think so. The goal is the larger goal as such. We have to achieve the small goals every day. That's really important.
Sridhari, because I know you and your family, I'm asking this question and I hope you all don't mind. Your elder sister, right?
Yeah.
She is a doctor, right?
Yes.
Do you feel the pressure to battle it along with her and in the home? It happens in every home. So I'm asking you a very frank question and your mind is laughing.
Scared to become doctor. Yeah, seeing my sister become a doctor and you know how she tackles everything she's doing in her life. I've decided not to become a doctor. I cannot do that. But I learned a lot of things from her as well because her consistency. She's preparing for her PG, which is definitely way harder than what any other exams I have seen. But the fact that she does not let any small failure demotivate her and she's like giving her best how much ever she can every day, that definitely motivates her. I think so, and she follows her passion. Her passion is medicine. She wanted to become a doctor from an early age. She has taught me that like do whatever you do what you want to be. Uh, don't make a decision that you'll regret later in life. It's fine to regret now. It's fine to feel sad now. Then regret or have this question of what if to the later future.
Man, this child is so mature. The way she is talking, I think Sridhani, last time that I have met you and now that I am hearing you, there is heaven and hell of a difference is what I feel, Sridhani. And I am sure, did your school contribute to your this kind of confidence building? Yes or no?
A little bit.
A little bit.
It's my family.
It's your family. That's very nice to look. So, do you feel any kind of a pressure to be right on the top of the heap?
My family does not give any pressure to me. They're like, just do how much ever you can.
Mm-hmm.
But it is the expectation that you set for yourself
Mm-hmm.
that if it's not right, it takes a toll on yourself. That you have like decided something and you don't achieve it even after you have given so much of work into it.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm trying to not let that affect me a lot.
Okay.
But
So it's your self goals
yes,
that you have to that those are the demands that you have to tackle.
yes.
Okay. Dr. Mamta, you again raised your hand. This I'm sure this is for Srijani. Yes. Is there a pressure from your school?
Yes, ma'am, definitely. When you score good in the first few tests, I think so subconsciously all the teachers check that okay, she's gonna get good marks in the board exam, and they little by little start putting pressure like okay, if you have to get this percentage marks in the next exam, after that you have to keep on improving yourself. Uh, I don't necessarily think that's a bad thing, but it is a healthily motivating someone is good and not forget everything around you and just focus on studying and don't focus on any hobbies, just study. I don't think so that.
Okay. Thank you, Srijani. Srijani, one last question. How do you break the monotony of your studies?
I don't study a single subject for more than an hour. I keep on switching. For example, if I have PCMC, I I do physics, then I go for biology, and one subject that I don't like, there's one subject that I like, so that is kind of a reward after doing something that I like.
Okay, that's a new mantra. One subject I like, one subject I don't like. So you keep roll over. So that's something new. And also she said a very important thing, which is that set small goals. Don't have big goals. Set small goals and keep jumping over them. I think it's a wonderful strategy to tackle your fears. That I had a lot of fears about boards. I have fears even for anybody who appears for boards, even those whom I know, which is a very traditional fear. But what is it that you want to be, Srijani? What is the line that you want to be on to?
Okay, I was always very fascinated about psychology. So we have to check a few skills kind of young with something about it.
Okay.
The human brain always fascinated me that when such a small organ can control the way you act, how you react to things, the way you behave. So that was very fascinating. And so I go ahead.
Okay, wonderful. Mamta, quick one.
Yeah, I just asked you to focus on psychology part. What you study there. That is very
Okay. Thank you, Srijani. Thank you so much. And a wonderful growth in Srijani. For you, I will meet
Because
you
of
in
her
the
dancing.
campus.
Because of her dancing. She's
Okay, I'll come to you. From Srijani, we move to Srijani's mom, Tanushri Chaudhary. Tanushri, this question is to you. Uh, on a very personal front, I have known your family very much. You guys have been always very cool, very calm, very near to me in times of my tragedy and things like that. But I've also seen you fight along with your children, right? For both the children. Uh, and I think more or less she gave up a big corporate career because she wanted these two children to grow happily in her life, right? And when the first one, I do remember, didn't get through in her with a medical seat, which is a non-management open medical seat, and she very stoically said, "I will give the test one more time," and then she got it, right? And Dr. Chaudhary, father, is of course a doctor. Uh, Thereby, it becomes a home atmosphere which makes the difference. So, what has been your stressful moments when you're tackling board exams for both your children?
actually, ma'am, Suparna, for my elder daughter, she was managing it by herself. I remember when she was giving her 10th board, so I was very having a very hectic schedule. I was having the side duties and all. But I was not that much involved also, so honestly speaking. She managed her own. But the tension always I have because she is very meticulous person and whatever she will expect if she is getting a 1% less than that also I know it will hurt her very much. So when she got her result, she was telling I will be the first person to see my result. Then when she got that 10th board because that time it was CGPA, then she started jumping, mommy, I got 10 CGPA, 10 on 10. So that really it satisfies me. But for my second daughter, I suffered a lot, and I would say that even along with me, she suffered more than that because I do not want to name the school because that is a very renowned school. She was not good in maths, I know, but you cannot expect a child to be good in all subjects. And it is not a sin that you are not good in maths. That's what I feel. So she was not getting good marks as per their standard. So it hurts her. And always they used to say, and that because that is contributing to her pressure. She was not expressing it to me. She was not talking to anybody actually. So I suffered a lot, and it pinches me very much. So now, whatever you are telling that it is a really it's a good development, I'm really happy, Suparna. I'm really happy that I do not want her to be a doctor, engineer, big corporate, nothing. I want her to be happy in life. Let her be happy. Let her pursue whatever she wants.
So you have seen the uh, the individualistic approach of your elder daughter, and then you have seen your younger one tackle so many issues. And today she sounds very confident. She gives out little nuggets of wisdom, according to me, which is very nice. And have you ever felt that your extended family, your Mashi, Pishi, and everybody, would they have a say in what she is doing?
Actually, Suparna, for my younger daughter, you are telling.
Yeah.
My younger daughter, she is very adamant. She will not listen to anybody. Whatever she will think, that only she will do. So, my sister, she is very close to me. She is a part of my family. So, sometimes she will also tell, Vishnu, you don't do like this. Stop teaching. Stop teaching. So, so they are also having a say.
And what does the
honestly speaking, both my daughters, they have set their own career. I am not having anything to say, and I do not want to be also. My elder daughter, up to fifth standard, she was very much interested in archaeology. So I was okay with that also. Then from fifth standard, she was gradually shifting towards medicine. But it's okay for me.
And now what does the doctor father say?
Father is like father only, must be person. Okay. He is not involving. He will do only. Why you are not telling them to study? When you are studying, that time you are not saying. You are not there at home. So when you are coming, they are not studying. That only you are feeling that you are not studying. They are not studying, but they are studying.
But there is no stress or pressure.
No, not at all.
Nothing of that kind.
That
Boards
is the
or
thing.
no boards.
No, that is the thing I am really scared because at the home they should feel at ease. There should not be anything that somebody will testify you that you have not done this, you have not done that. It should not be.
But do you see other mothers behaving like this? Or has it changed nowadays?
No, it has not changed. It is becoming more.
It is
because I have seen so many of my colleagues. My daughter, she has got 555 rank. I have got 555. I have not told that she has got 205 or 105. But I have seen my colleagues. They have got less rank, but they are telling it more.
So let's say societal pressure.
Yes, of course.
There is a societal pressure for the parents.
Yes, of course. Because so many of my colleagues, their children, their daughter is also studying medicine because of their quota. They are getting the upper hand. That pinches my daughter and for me also as well. That you should not study in India. But that is a system. We cannot fight it.
So we hear a mother who says at home she wants to keep everything at ease, whereas in between the parent, in between in the society, there is definitely a societal pressure, stress, standing, which is always working. It's an undercurrent. It doesn't come out overpoweringly, but definitely it's an undercurrent. From Tanushri, I move on to Lopa. Lopa, are you there? Lopa Saraf, are you there? You need to unmute yourself, Lopa, if you are there. Okay. Who are the other participants? Mahima. I don't see Lopa. Lopa, are you there? Once again. She's there or she's not there, madam? She seems to be there. Any other participant here that we can make up? Lopa? No, she's not there. Okay, let me move to, in that case, let me move to Veera. Veera, you've heard the young ones and you might feel that, oh, you're very senior. I might feel like a relic, you know, and some of us, we are antics in this world and we are trying to, actually for a person like me who is a teacher, who teaches the Gen Z, right, at a college, I always need to moderate my thought process, you know, and I need to upskill myself almost at every quarter. What I was teaching 3 months back and what I teach today in the class, it needs to get updated. Otherwise, you know, they say it right on our face, "Arey, ye aisa nahi hai, ma'am, isko aisa hai. This data is this and this data is this and this app has come and that has come." Right? So at a point, we feel we are relics, they teach us better. Probably the processes is what we can teach them. which is a standardized, globally accepted processes. Probably that's all that we can teach them. But yes, as parents, we do have children who are in this cutthroat competition of education and then the career, right? Now you have wonderfully jumped out of that and are into a wonderful job. Do you see a difference in approach towards board exams and towards career? Your point of view.
Thanks so much for the So, firstly, I must say, Yashas and Vijay who spoke before, I am awestruck with the level of clarity that they have at their age. I seriously did not have this much clarity about okay, what I wanted to do, what I have to focus on, or how do I even plan my studies, right? So that was not there. So I finished my board exam, my 12th standard exam in 2014. So almost like 9 years now. And back then, all we knew was okay, there is a teacher who comes there. So I was known for this one particular thing in school. My teachers always told me that you are not writing whatever is there in the book. So I read it, I write whatever I understand. And my teachers go, no, this is right what is exactly there in the book. No comma, no full stop, nothing to change. And yes, my marks in fact reflected that way because all I knew at that time board exams, the answer key used to exactly have what was there in the textbook. You had to just memorize it and write. But to your question, I think I belong to that generation where we actually saw the progressing and the change, the shift in process happening from how things used to be to how things can and how things are right. So when I was in my college, because usually people take college very lightly, without, and it was the same case for me as well. And I could actually see it happening from my first year to final year. The way of teaching, how the professors were interacting with the folks, with the students, that had drastically changed. The mindset of just focusing on marks and just focusing on exactly reading the content and writing it, it had evolved into focusing on understanding things in a better way. How you take that, because marks at the end of the day are just numbers, maybe probably the golden saying, they are your ticket to get into a college. But that understanding, that key learning, I could actually see it happen. So my professors then changing their way of teaching, then upskilling themselves. So that was really great. So glad that I could witness it. And now I feel extremely happy and sad. Happy that I could see the future and also currently what is happening. The kids are having a good quality education and they have a very good approach towards it. Sad that I could not witness it, I could not experience it during my school days.
Okay. So do you think, as a very young and budding, promising executive in the city of Bangalore, the mammoth number of parents who are in the IT field, they see IT as the promise to the wonderland, correct? Most of us see IT as the promise to the wonderland, and we always want. We see this. I mean, there's a huge disparity in the kind of monies that are being paid to the MNC companies versus the Indian IT companies versus non-IT and ITS companies, right? And the disparity is so large that uh, it sometimes comes as a social barrier between two friends, two families, right? I remember my daughter when we came first to Bangalore. She was admitted. We got her admission in NAFL, okay, and I'm talking about the year 2002. She joined in standard 6, and I had a small little Maruti 800. After about 3 to 4 months, she said, "Why don't you have a big car?" I said, "Why? Every child comes in a big car. No. Why can't I have somebody come and give me hot sandwiches and hot food during the break? Every driver comes with a tiffin kit." So I said, "No, we can't afford all this. हमारा मारुति 800 बहुत अच्छी गाड़ी है, right?" But this worked on our mind for some time, and this entire thing was repeated after 3 to 4 months. And that's the day. I remember in the evening we were having chai at home, and she came and said, "No, I'm not very comfortable. Everybody comes in big cars." and we took a decision we are shifting the schools. Right? We said we're shifting the schools. That's it. Because this complex gets inborn and it gets multiplied in many, many, many ways. And it hampers, I think, the personality growth of a child also. And this disparity, how do this people, how do these children manage today? If you have any, if you have any answer, or if anybody from the, I'm sure the doctors will answer that. I'll come to you, but I want the parents to answer and Veera to answer. How do you see this happen?
All right. So I think the sentence that you said is valid comment that develops in the mind, right? It is, of course, going to affect the way, the level of confidence that they are going to have in themselves. Because I have seen it happening again. Even I have experienced it to an extent. But right now, in my early stage of career, what I've also noticed is that uh, the grass is always greener on the other side. So we always think that, okay, it's better there, I should jump on to one company, I should jump on this, that. Even though the perception lies, at least in my understanding, is that the perception is people feel, okay, let's just get into an IT company and settle down there, my job's done, I can relax, have. But what I have been seeing in my friend circle, in my colleagues and their lives is that uh, even being an employee of an IT organization, an MNC, is being looked down because for them, they want to just get out of it, get into a startup, create something of their own. That is what is driving people nowadays. So even at that point of time, there is always something which pushes them. So I feel having a little bit of motivation. I didn't call it jealousy or peer pressure. Those would be negative connotations of it. But Yashish put it really well. He was mentioning that like he saw his friends scoring marks and it motivates him. So it's always a little bit of motivation, that little bit of curiosity, a little bit of wanting to do more, wanting to come out of the shell is what keeps people going forward. The same applies to employees, same applies to college graduates, students, anyone. They of course will have comparisons. There will always be someone who is better. If they could figure that all out by their 20s, best. But I don't think it's that easy. Yeah, it is very easy to tell it out in words. I still haven't figured out things. I still haven't gotten a clarity as to okay, this is how people are, this is how employees are. No. But with time, we will figure that out. And all that we need to know is what are we doing so far, which is satisfied with ourselves, whatever is happening, is giving us some happiness. That's it. So with that little bit of motivation, little bit of push, and that realization that yes, things will get all right with time, we will grow with time. I think anybody can overcome any of these thoughts or fears or complexes.
Wow, wonderfully put, wonderfully put. Time, of course, will give you growth, and to have that belief in thyself is most important. If I can just check, Ahana, is that Aparna there? Is Aparna online? I can see Ahana Garai, so is that Aparna? If you can unmute. Okay. Lopa, are you there? One last time. Okay, let me come to the doctors. Uh, Dr. Sridhar, Mamta, I'll come to you. We don't know Dr. Sridhar much, so we take the prerogative of knowing him. Doctor, you've heard three layers of talk. One is the absolute ones who are going to give the exams, then the parents, and then, of course, a generational, small generational gap, 10 years, just about a decade. In the changing scenario of what's happening, the kind of VUCA situation versus the startup world. This is only Bangalore, okay? Bangalore, Pune, Hyderabad. Rest of India, I think, is still where it was 30 years back. I see only these three places: Gurgaon, Pune, Hyderabad, Bangalore. As I travel, they have this wonderful VUCA versus startup, and this hunger to do something on our own, at the same time, a wonderful pressure building up within themselves. Bangalore witnesses randomly at any given point of time, every month, 2 to 3 suicides by the young executives. And peer pressure of the parents. I'm so happy that today these two children actually gave us some nuggets of wisdom. Your take on it, Doctor.
Absolutely. I mean, where do I start? The current topic is so deep, and it will be completely unfair for me to keep one or two lines or even 10, 15 minutes answer to this because it could be distorted. First of all, I appreciate these youngsters. I'm ideally this because I really get energy from young people. I also run marathons. I run something called an emotional gym. Okay. So I believe this is the aspect of emotional gym. And I see the kind of energy they give. So totally to that, we also be spread. Uh, the thing that I will leave behind is both questions and answers. To start with, academic is a very small piece of the overall journey of the child. In my paradigm, I created there are five views: intellectual quotients, cognitive quotient, social quotient, emotional quotient, and adversity management quotient. All this will include that 5% of academic information. So the root cause of today's topic is academic pressure. I think the fundamental problem is the cultural nuances, the way our mindset is about the academics. All the parents, all the teachers, all the government leaders, everybody knows that marks are inconsequential in their minds. Yet, when it comes to parents, the deep desire for the children to win, because it's all there is. And we get into the whole awareness about it. Unless we really change the paradigm or the parenting concept itself, I think we will continue to have these discussions forever. There are a lot of things that we need to understand that every individual is both the religions are safe, including twins, including one of the identity twins or what we call it as identical twins. Twin studies will show that yet the same parent will try and give different, what do you call it, expectations for their children. Okay, that's one point. It's to be culturally we need to change the very. We also need to change the environment. And the good news is that it is happening. I don't know if you're aware that NEB is also removing right now the grading system.
Oh, yes.
Which is the right direction. We all are aware. In my last 25 years of the corporate world, I have hired more than 1,000 people, perhaps I interviewed them, sorry, across the campus, on the campus, off the campus, and throughout, because of my deep desire for the understanding of technology, I have put my cushy corporate job and put into psychology now. Last 6 years now, I've been working. I've also worked with more than about 5,000 children I've worked with. And I see this constant trend. Every human individual is unique. So I use the term saying that all human beings are same. Every individual is unique. Okay? Now this is it's a paradoxical statement. All human beings are same. We all have desires. We all have, the similar likes, dislikes, pain point. But every individual is unique. If we can appreciate that, okay, a lot of our suffering can reduce. Children are made differently. Some people are academically inclined. Okay, some children are regulated. Some children are very matured beyond the time. But not everybody is like that, right? Some children are gifted. So Dr. Russell Berkeley, who works on these, children and development, I think we should listen to this. This what he says is, we're all born with 400 different genetic traits. Okay, and believing that parents are going to shape them is really, really wrong. Right now, I believe reading these books, the nurture assumption. Okay, this says that how falsely we believe that we can shape children. There is a blank slate. You have to read this. Okay, it says that we constantly believe so that he worked hard, so I can do it. But that was the case. Okay, even Satya Nadella could become Elon Musk and Steve Jobs and so on and so forth. Right? So the society has glorified the hard work so much that they have made talent redundant. We need to understand who is earlier mentioned the doctors, right? Have development. We have seen that grow, right? There's always a peer pressure both in the outside parental expectations, parental demand. So marks are really, really becomes which are hard and fired ideals. Okay, I had trained a really office boy who is now settled in Germany working for a great IT company with wonderful new daughters. Okay, I figured out. Okay, and I'm sure most of my age group Indian would also associate with that. So coming back to exactly parenting, if a child enjoys what they try to do. Now, here I heard that what do you do to change the monotony? Right? I think that's a very mismatch because if the teacher or the educator inspires them to do what they are trying to do, I think teaching is just a byproduct.
Doctor, if I may intervene, what I hear in between the lines from you is there is a lot of responsibility on the teachers to get into an imaginative field of teaching, right? Right?
I usually say that we teachers, we coaches, what we see children, okay, the challenge is when the brain forms from back to front, right? Your medulla oblongata, and the cortex, the prefrontal cortex is the last to develop. And adolescence, what we think is that by 18 they are mature. 24 is the age when actually it starts developing. Adolescence ends at the age of 24. The executive function, the impulsive growth, right, is very low. They are not developed. That's why they get slipped very easily. They're very impulsive, right? They get carried away. So, if you need a teacher, if you coach, you start to do that. Very important.
Okay. Can I take a minute and go to Dr. Mamta? Dr. Mamta, can I take 2 minutes? You can have 2 minutes to state your statement as to and complement what doctor is telling as against what you have heard right now in the forum. I've got about 3 minutes, and post that we can conclude. We can go back and discuss it. It will be an open forum. But right now, 3 minutes, yes.
Okay, so I will take the point of timeline. So what have we observed now is that I see that the second generation of much more together. I also admire their courage and clarity which they already got multiple things. Something with so much information from all sides. Learning is happening everywhere, anywhere. And the second thing is the peer pressure could be like a stress, like a good stress and a good stress. And pressure is not always just the peer pressure. What I observed since yesterday, that is, I was a classmate who's doing very well. She's getting motivated. So that is what helps people to gain them certain marks and score well. And what we can say that her own goals are more important than somebody else. Pressure unfortunately comes from the teachers put the pressure. They label the children into divisions and groups based on how much they score. Pressure comes from the neighbors, pressure comes from the relatives, pressure comes from the family. But coming as an advice, marks are really very effective. I see the tendency that the really so like average 50% of more stick to that label throughout your life. Actually, people say, "Why do you have this?" So it's very important as and how good you are in studying, this is average. I'm a very good. I'm a very good. This person is able to fix it. So that's the reason why the marks are really complicated. Complicated. But you develop, you understand yourself over a period of time. After becoming an engineer and becoming a psychologist, now I'm turned back to astrologer, what so what not. Only after I became certain points in my life that succeed and possible, realized that it's not what I wanted to do. Those kind of things will come a bit later, but effectively, peer pressure may not be. There is no analysis that to say that peer pressure is very difficult. I was reading a lot of articles on it, and I was reading completely evidence that peer pressure is impacting a child. And in fact, the second generation is quite I advise them to be having a self-directed goal, work towards it, and meet their dependency and deliver their unique.
Wonderful. On very, very positive note, as you say that for everybody, for us, a counselor telling peer pressure may not actually exist, right? And it's a very wonderful positive note on which my discussion I would end. But if you guys could stay on for a few more minutes, I think we would carry on this. Officially, if we could round off my talk here, but stay on. Maybe you would like to talk to you a little more. But I feel if a counselor is telling a pressure, peer pressure is a pressure which you think about, it is actually not there. No research has still proven it. That's a wonderful statement for the young and for the old. So, and I think the parents are changing, the children are changing, information is at hand. Uh, we we need to loosen up ourselves a bit. The parents need to loosen up ourselves a bit, and teachers, of course, have to upskill themselves. With that, I come to the end of my discussion. Stay along, doctors. We'll talk to you back again. Thank you so much. Can I call back?
Thank you, Toastmaster Suparna Ghosal, for conducting this enthralling panel discussion. We enjoyed a lot. What I understood from my takeaway that 100 years ago, Tagore said that mugging up and writing an exam is same like copying, so nothing else. Same thing we heard in the 10 years back movie, Three Idiots. There is a saying that काम कामयाब होने के लिए मत पढ़, काबिल बनने के लिए पढ़. So same thing we have been following, maybe the X generation X, Y, Z, but we have been following the same thing throughout. That is my takeaway from this whole panel discussion. So with this, now we're heading towards the some very exciting session. This is impromptu session is open for all. Anyone can join. So for conducting this session, the table topic session, I would like to call Toastmasters Rashmi B. And she is my mentor partner. I would like to add. Please welcome Toastmaster Rashmi B.
Hi everyone. Very interesting discussion today and more relevant for today's world. Of course, there's a lot of information at hand, and I think all the parents, kids, we have been hearing, everyone is looking at it and then reading and then probably practicing. So coming to the more exciting part, the middle part of the sandwich, right? Which is the juiciest one. That's the table topics, is I would say. The second. The table topic session for the guests here is actually impromptu session, and that there is a time limit. The time limit would be minimum 1 minute. You have to speak, and maximum is 2 minutes. I repeat. 30 minutes. Okay. 30 seconds is the grace period, which I forgot it in. So we will have a couple of questions because I think we have gone over it for a long time in the panel. So we'll just make it a little juicy and leave it at this. I think we all have been, we've been gone through the peer pressure, all of this. Everyone in the family, wherever you go, especially when you are towards your board exams, what are you going to become? What are you going to study? Engineering, medicine? We're tired of it. I know my daughter, I'm not going to come for any family functions during the exam time because that was a given for her. Okay, after that, next. When are you going to get married? Right? That is the next peer pressure. After that, when are you going to have kids? Right? What is up with this? So, now coming back to the topic, I would call upon, let's see, BKK sir, to find out how you dealt with such peer pressure and what was the most, I would say, what is the one question which irritated you the most?
Thank you, Toastmaster, for that
what you call nice topic, I would say. You know, we should not be worrying about what you say or what somebody comments, or ultimately we should allow them to grow themselves. See, for example, my own case, my elder son is in Canada. He is not married. But people do ask that question. You know, not of course everybody will ask, but somebody known to us will ask what happened, how old is he? You know, these are all common questions. We should say yes, he is so and so, it's so and so year. Marriage, no, nowadays, this generation particularly, at least we were all married by our parents. You know, they got us married. And the current generation, we can't even, it's a taboo topic rather, I would say. You know, I won't even discuss. I laugh at it when, you know, somebody talks. I look at them and laugh, again laugh. So that's it. You know, end of the day, we should leave allow their life to whatever they want, they should do it. Whatever course they want, they should take it. Rather than we, you know, deciding their fate. Okay, you become doctor, you become engineer, or you become so and so. I have never, at least in our home, it is not there. We have allowed them to do whatever. One chose, of course, computer science. I had my own construction company. None of them wanted civil engineering. So then I thought, why should I work like a donkey? So I thought, let me also do whatever hobbies I want to pursue. For example, I went to Africa for climbing Kilimanjaro, trekking a couple of months back. So that's it. We should all enjoy our life rather than what my son would do, what my younger son would do. And my younger son was not good at studies. He did his BBA, you know, and but of course he was always passing. We were more than happy, and he is joined Accenture finally. So he is doing his job. I mean, it is his. Whenever my elder son says, "Why are you not getting married?" The other fellow, he is a rapist. I got permission. Please don't wait for me. I have not blocked his wishes. If he is interested, he can get married. I mean, that's it. We should take it that way. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Very insightful. I think we are already going through this soon. So we'll have to learn how to answer this. My next topic would be at some point of time in our life, we've all feared exams. I have had nightmares. I know that I've gotten up in between and realized it's still 2 o'clock. It's not even 6 o'clock for me to get up. Because I would have studied till 1 o'clock, but just 1 hour, I would have woken up with nightmares. So I would like to actually invite Dr. Mamta to find out if you have had any nightmares while growing up on board exams. You want me to repeat the question? Yeah. If you have had any nightmares about board exams while you were taking your board exams when you were young. Thank you very much. Um, we heard, we'll move on to one last topic, or I'll give two more topics. One last, okay, we have time for one last topic. Regarding the habits or regarding the, I would say, any probably strategies, I would want Dr. Sridhar or Mr. Sridhar to, Dr. Sridhar, to let us know if time management will help or what is the best strategy to cope up with the peer pressure.
I regarding the topic of our study, the pressure is two ways. One is internal ability to deal with it. Second is external. how we do it. So it's also about individual response. So, and the second one I would say, balance in everything. Balance is everything. So time management, whatever you do in life, if we don't maintain the homeostasis, I think we are sure to deviate. That applies even to the stress. We are able to manage our stress, then we are good. Being too complacent is also not too good. Being too excited is also not too good. We are able to strike that beautiful balance. What Mihai Csikszentmihalyi talks as a flow, state of flow. We find that's balance in the.
Thank you so much. Do we have time for one last question? Okay. I think with this, we'll wind up the table topics and I'll hand over the floor back to the Toastmaster of the day, Toastmaster Cycles.
Thank you, Toastmaster Rashmi B, for adding those spices in between the sandwich. So now we are at the end of uh, the meeting, but before that, so we need to head towards the most important part of Toastmasters meeting, that is called evaluation session. So for this evaluation, I would like to call the individual evaluator Toastmasters Ramdas Bhatt to evaluate the project of Toastmaster Suparna Ghosal. Welcome, sir. Thank you.
Dear Toastmasters, guests, and Toastmaster Suparna in particular, let me congratulate you on 3 points. One is you're completing the second pathway today. Most of us have completed one. I completed one before you completed first one. You are completing second one now, where I've done only 2 projects in the second pathway. Congratulations for that. Secondly, being the president of this club, you have leadership responsibilities. You're a professor working, you're a homemaker with all these responsibilities. Giving speeches and completing this pathway is really, I really would like to get motivated from your efforts. And third is live moderating a panel discussion like this, where we've taken a topic which is relevant for the students and parents and all of us. It's really good. So I want to congratulate you on all these 3 points. Now coming to the speech guidelines, let me read out. Spend time planning a panel discussion on topic. Yes, this panel discussion is well planned. The way you invited the panelists. Organize a panel discussion, invited at least 3 panelists. There are 5 panelists today. Nice. Well organized, well moderated. I'll go through that. You set the tone, keep panelists on topic, field questions from attendees, and generally runs the panel discussion. So my feedback to Ms. Suparna is you started the panel discussion with a big smile and a lot of energy. Standing here for 40 minutes with the same enthusiasm and energy is commendable. From the beginning till the end, I could see the same amount of energy. Maybe you're motivated with this panel discussion and the answers you're getting. Nice. You prompted the right questions and did not see you reading questions from a book. When you ask questions, and each question is different. I don't know how we're able to get the questions or frame the question in mind and ask instantaneously is really nice. And for the students, I could see that after they spoke, you motivated them because they are getting into this peer pressure now, board exams. So you motivated them as well. And I like the follow-up questions. When somebody answered, you asked a question to follow up so they can continue their chain of thoughts. So it was really nice. And you gave a context before the question. You didn't ask a straight away question and let the panelists think over what is the context. So when you give the context for the question, it's easy for the panelists to answer. And also for the audience, we get to know what is that question and why that question is there. This went very well. And your personal examples were extremely good. You talked about Maruti 800. You started with your son's maths exam, I mean, he's painting till 3 a.m. for the next exam. It was good, and it left a message as well. So no point. He studied for 8 months. The day before exam, night out studying. I mean, it doesn't make sense. So this is a good example is shared. Structure of this panel discussion was good. We started with two students first. They shared their answers to your questions. Then you came to mother as a follow-up to parent children, and then to Veera is a corporate executive. Then finally to the doctors. So this structures very well. We started from here, and finally the experts sharing their thoughts on the peer pressure is extremely nice. I really enjoyed. And when you found that the time is running out, you sort of told the doctor in a way that is not stopping doctor, and you got to the Dr. Mamata, because in Toastmasters we respect time, and you concluded your speech also in a given time. Really nice. I would uh, I would believe that this video should be shared across Toastmasters. This topic is very relevant for all of us. And finally, you summarize, peer pressure is not there. This is the whole takeaway from this full panel discussion, that there's no peer pressure. It looks obvious from family, friends, and all that, but there are different ways of tackling this. I really enjoyed. Wish you all the best. And as we catch up the second path completion, I would like to see you completing your third and fourth paths as well. Thank you so much. Wish you all the best.
Thank you.
The meeting number 190 of NITK Bhive Toastmasters going to be memorable for me at least. Hope all have enjoyed the same way that I have enjoyed. Say benchmark, can say benchmark meeting for us. So the last and with the end of the meeting almost. So it's time to conclude the theme today, the peer pressure in the board exam. As from this discussion, Toastmaster Atmika Bhatt said that in my intro, I said at my time there was no peer pressure. I would like to add some points that I have not felt that peer pressure due to my family. They have never asked me that he got 80%, he got star marks. At our time, it was star marks. Why we have not got the star in that particular subject or later marks in that particular subject? That is why I have not felt the peer pressure, or I was blessed. That's why. With this, I would like to conclude today's theme, peer pressure and the board exam. Now, I would like to hand over the baton to presiding officer today's meeting, Toastmaster Asmika Bhatt.
I think everything that could be touched upon in this short span of time was covered thanks to Toastmaster Suparna's planning and execution of this entire meeting. So I'd like to give her another big round of applause. And the only fun incident that I can remember is that my dad is an engineer, and he always liked to question my maths marks for some reason. And I had this consistent behavior of scoring in my mid 50s to 60s in my maths and in my mid 80s to 90s in my English. And that would flabbergast him, saying that how can you earn so much more in a subject that is so subjective than on a subject that's more objective. But as doctors covered, and as also parents, the madam had said, that each child is very different. And it took him a minute to realize that my interest and passion lay elsewhere than maths and science. So, as a part of a meeting, we would also like to understand understand the experience and how our guests felt in this particular meeting. So, I would like Tanushree to share a few words, few lines about your experience of today's meeting.
So it was very interacting, and really I get to know so many things because we have shared the other experience, they have shared their experience also. Really, I enjoyed.
Thank you so much. And I would request Dr. Mamta to also share a few lines on what she felt about the meeting today. Thank you so much. Thank you. Dr. Satish, a few words from your end. Sorry, Sridhar, I'm very, very sorry, Dr. Sridhar.
So let me admit that I just happened to bounce in very accidentally because I shared the link. I had no clue what to expect honestly. And then I saw this is the Toastmaster club. She had mentioned that it is adolescence related one, and she has invited only parents of adolescents. And I don't fall in that category. Nevertheless, because she said that, I said because that's where my work and interest I wants it. Throughout my life, I've heard of Toastmasters Club and I'm aware, but I never got an opportunity to be part of it for some whatever reason is behind perhaps my first in my 5 decades of my existence on this earth. So very interesting. I really like the format and energy. I think that's very important because you are the average of the five people that you hang out with. And, I believe in the so collective energies, shared energies. So kudos to all of you for organizing this wonderful session, and especially my core desired topic of thank you very much for having me over. Thank you.
So thank you again for your participation, and I think you had a quick session on impromptu preparation here because as you jumped in, as just now said, you jumped in. But given that it was also your area of expertise, I hope you also enjoyed participating. I would like to give a quick baton over to Toastmaster Suparna.
Thank you. Thank you, doctors, for joining in. Is it closed?
They're officially not yet.
Not yet. Officially closed.
So to bring our proceedings of the day to a close, I would right now call meeting number 190 officially closed.
So before we delink ourselves,